Hello friends, come on in, it's time for story time again. Not the kind that's for kids, they've got plenty, let us have something. In our crazy adult lives, we can't have fun if we try. So have a seat there on the floor, settle in to hear some stories.
Welcome to Storytime, everyone. Today's theme is Halloween. We've got a lot of spooky and stupid stuff for you today. Let's get into it. This story is an old urban legend. Officially, it appears in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Volume 1, but you could have heard it a number of places, maybe around a campfire. It's called High Beams. The girl driving the old blue sedan was a senior at the high school. She lived on a farm about 8 miles away and used the car to drive back and forth. She'd driven into town that night to see a basketball game. Now she was on her way home. As she pulled away from the school, she noticed a red pickup truck follow her out of the parking lot. A few minutes later, the truck was still behind her. I guess we're going in the same direction, she thought. She began to watch the truck in her mirror. When she changed her speed, the driver of the truck changed his speed. When she passed a car, so did he. Then he turned on his high beams, flooding her car with light. He left them on for almost a minute. He probably wants to pass me, she thought, but she was becoming uneasy. Usually she drove home over a back road. Not too many people went that way. But when she turned onto that road, so did the truck. I've got to get away from him, she thought, and she began to drive faster. Then he turned his high beams on again. After a minute, he turned them off. Then he turned them on again, and off again. She drove even faster, but the truck driver stayed right behind her. Then he turned his high beams on again. Once more, her car was ablaze with light. What is he doing, she wondered. What does he want? Then he turned them off again. But a minute later, he had them on again, and he left them on. At last, she pulled into her driveway, and the truck pulled in right behind her. She jumped from the car and ran to the house. "Call the police!" she screamed at her father. Out in the driveway, she could see the driver of the truck. He had a gun in his hand. When the police arrived, they started to arrest him, but he pointed to the girl's car. "You don't want me," he said. "You want him." Crouched behind the driver's seat, there was a man with a knife. As the driver of the truck explained it, the man slipped into the girl's car just before she left the school. He saw it happen, but there was no way he could stop it. He thought about getting the police, but he was afraid to leave her, so he followed her car. Each time the man in the back seat reached up to overpower her, the driver of the truck turned on his high beams. Then the man dropped down, afraid that someone might see him.
I'm gonna read some Stephen King to get that spooky vibe.
Well, I've never been a fan of his. In fact, I hate that guy.
I love him and there's so much stuff I haven't read before. Cause though that guy's like 70, he just keeps writing more.
You say that like it's a positive thing.
Oh, I just can't wait to read King.
You've got a pretty warped mind, young man, if you think.
Gonna read The Shining.
What mindless garbage.
The Stand.
Disgusting
Then I'm
filth.
reading Cujo and finish up with Joyland.
That one's not even scary.
Gonna read my King all night.
Well, that's
I'm
horrifying.
leaving on my butterfly nightlight.
I think it's time your reading taste became a bit refined.
Sure, sexy cowboy romance lover minds the dirty mind.
I can't believe you put this trashy nonsense in your brain. It's repulsive, it's not literature, and his endings are all lame. I can't believe they let him have offspring.
Joe Hill is cool too. Oh, I just can't wait to read King. just a fling. Oh, I just can't wait to read King. Oh, I just can't wait to read King. Oh, I just can't wait to read King.
Hi guys, it's Sarah and Sky, and we're here with a Halloween poem for you. We love Halloween at my house, and I found a poem called The Witch, and it's about a little witch who is not tall, she's not strong, and she has little white feet. So it made me think of Sky, and Sky is constantly going in and out of our back door to bark at squirrels, and this little witch wants to be let in all the time at the door. So enjoy this poem and have a happy Halloween. You ready? Okay. The Witch by Mary Elizabeth Coleridge. I have walked a great while over the snow, and I am not tall nor strong. My clothes are wet, and my teeth are set, and the way was hard and long. I have wandered over the fruitful earth, but I never came here before. Oh, lift me over the threshold, and let me in at the door. The cutting wind is a cruel foe. I dare not stand in the blast. My hands are stone and my voice a groan, and the worst of death is past. I am but a little maiden. Still, my little white feet are sore. Oh, lift me over the threshold and let me in at the door. Her voice was the voice that women have who plead for their heart's desire. She came, and the quivering flame sunk and died in the fire. It never was lit again on my hearth since I hurried across the floor to lift her over the threshold and let her in at the door. Did you like that? You did? You're wagging. You like that? Is it about you? Yeah.
Hi. Now we're going to play a game. It's not a drinking game. Neither of us have ever done that or know what those are. This is a candy game. And what we're going to do, we're going to ask each other some literary questions, specifically some like Halloween-y literary questions. And if the askee is correct, then the asker has to take on one piece of fun-sized candy. But if the askee is wrong, they take on the candy. We're going to do 5 questions each, so that's 10 pieces of candy at stake. And then at the end of all the questions, we are going to gorge on whatever size candy pile we end up with. And we're both excited and terrified about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't recommend this.
No, don't try this at home. Well, you know, I don't want to tell you how to live your life. Do this at home. Do you want to ask the first question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, God.
We know that you love Stephen King.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to start out. My first 2 questions are Stephen
Your
King
first 2?
related. Yes. Just because I was being nice.
That is nice. It's going to be embarrassing if I'm wrong.
I know.
Or when I'm wrong. That's why you did
And
this.
we'll all laugh at you.
That's so mean.
What year was The Shining by your buddy, Stephen King, published?
What year? Oh my goodness.
You can probably narrow it down.
Well, yeah, I can narrow it down to like a decade. 19, right?
Right. Correct so far.
70.
Yeah.
Still correct?
Still correct. Seal the deal.
Oh, God. 5.
Wrong.
Oh! What was it?
77.
Oh, that was my first instinct. Trust myself.
Yeah.
All right, well, that earns me a piece of candy. I am going to take one of these Midnight Milky Ways, put it in my pile. My first question is also about Stephen King.
No.
No, it's not really.
Okay, I know nothing about Stephen.
Yeah, what year was he not born,
but conceived?
conceived? I don't know the answer.
No, he's old.
He is old. Okay, your real first question. Oh, it's so much easier than your question. In Coraline, when Coraline visits the other world, she's often given guidance by what sassy but helpful animal? So you have to pick
I
an
should
animal.
know this. I've seen that movie a lot.
Wait, you read the
And
book a lot.
I've read the
This
book
is all about-
and
but we don't
watched the
acknowledge
movie.
movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
both. It's a cat.
It is a cat. It's a cat.
Yay!
You were correct, which means
You have to eat
more candy for me. I'm gonna take, even though it's stupid because they're bigger and harder to eat, I'm taking one of these Twix bars.
Twixes are
Okay, so I've got 2 pieces of candy so far. This is going great.
Yep.
me?
Yep.
So ask away.
Okay. Another Stephen King question.
Uh-huh.
In the book,
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery,
Yeah.
what Native American tribe was associated with the burial ground?
Is it like a real tribe?
Yeah, actually it is.
The Sioux?
No.
No.
I'm not sure if this is how you say it, but it's the Micmacs.
If you don't know how to say it, then it shouldn't really count.
Not true. More candy for Cullen.
More candy for me.
Make an
let's
appointment with
see,
your
which
dentist
one?
after this.
Yeah, Dr. Malone, I'm so sorry. If you're watching this, I know you like to follow my career
Yeah.
as I do yours.
As you damage your teeth.
This is a mini Milky Way. Doing a variety here. So I've got 3 pieces. Sarah has 0. And this isn't going to get
My
any better.
dentist is so happy.
Is that supposed to show that your teeth are orange?
No, that my candy plate is empty.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's probably going to stay empty because this question's also easy. I regret being so nice on these questions.
Hey, I'm nice. I did Stephen King stuff.
You
for
did.
you.
You're right.
Because you heart him.
You're right. I heart him. All right. Known by most as a mega hit show that has spawned multiple spin-offs for AMC, this title originated as a comic book series in 2003.
Walking Dead?
It is The Walking Dead. Of course it's The Walking Dead. You're right again.
Yay, more candy for Cullen.
So I'll take this 3 Musketeers bar. That's 4 candies on my plate. It's only going to get worse, isn't it?
Okay, so you know how creepy kids are in a lot of horror stories.
Yeah.
Name the classic gothic tale
Uh-huh. My mind's full of them.
written by Henry James
Okay.
in 1898
Uh-huh.
about 2 creepy kids
Uh-huh.
and their nanny.
Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. That's not it?
Come on.
I thought the movie was
Your
based
English
on that.
teachers, I'm sure, mentioned this
They
in
weep.
high school.
Now they weep for me.
They weep.
They're watching with Dr. Malone and they're crying.
I blame the public school system.
What is it? I'm sure I've heard of it.
Turn of the Screw.
Ah, man. I mean, I've heard of that, but I didn't know what it was about.
You didn't know it was like a gothic.
I thought it was about, like, carpentry.
No.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
So that means...
Not Home Depot stories.
Okay. I'm going to take this Snickers and add it to the pile.
More candy for Cullen.
It's not bad.
Awesome. All
Okay,
right.
let's see. Any other brain busters for you? All right, my
Hey, I'm a nervous test taker.
third question for you. is who is the daddy of Rosemary's Baby?
Satan?
It is Satan. Yeah. So whom we have established in previous times that you love.
Yeah, well, he was the original bad guy,
He's your favorite character slash entity. I don't know. But yeah, it's Satan, okay? So I'm gonna take another, if I have to eat all this, I might as well enjoy it, though it's just gonna get mashed into a big mass.
Have you gotten the Three Musketeers?
I did. I should probably
okay.
stock up on those because they're light and fluffy. As we learned last year when we similarly did something real stupid like this. Okay.
You got this one.
Oh, man.
Okay. In which state does the novel Amityville Horror take place?
Which state?
Uh-huh.
God.
I'm sorry, I thought these were...
Reasonable?
I thought you read horror.
I do, but I don't remember I never read that one.
It's terrifying. I read like 2 chapters and then...
Massachusetts? Oh, no.
New York.
Ah!
You're close-ish.
Well, I was in the area.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take a Three Musketeers just to try to make my life a little less miserable.
No one could have predicted how this was going to turn out.
No one could.
No one.
This isn't scripted, by the way. This is
We had Miranda check our questions to make sure there was no overlap.
right.
So
we didn't share
we took this very
beforehand.
seriously.
Yeah, very honorable.
Yep.
All right, here's one for you.
Okay.
In the Edgar Allan poem, The Raven, the woeful narrator laments the loss of this woman.
Oh,
Looking for a name.
is it like Eleonora or Eleanor? Am I in the...
I can't say.
Lenora. Something like that?
All right, I'm gonna count it
Elizabeth,
because...
Vivian.
No, it's Lenore. So
Lenore.
I'm gonna count that because you basically
I'll
said
eat a
it.
piece of candy.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Lenore. Lenore is correct. Good job.
Awesome. I passed.
I have to know, did you know that because of the actual Poe poem, or were you thinking of The Simpsons?
Well, I can't really separate the two.
Right.
Yeah. It's just all in there, mixed up.
Another Milky Way for me.
Plus, I remember last year for Storytime, you read The Raven.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in my head too.
Okay. So you know it. You
Yeah.
did great job knowing stuff.
Okay.
And
Great
then-
job eating candy.
Well, I haven't done it yet.
Well, you will. I'll be sure of it.
Yeah. So we decided the last question is worth 2 pieces of candy, right?
Yes.
So I lied. There are actually 12 pieces of candy at stake because yours is worth 2 and mine is worth 2.
Look at you with the math.
Is that right? Now I'm doubting it.
Okay. In Anne Rice's interview with a vampire, what is the name of the young journalist who conducts the interview?
I read this. Why didn't you ask me the name of the vampire?
Because everybody knows that. Even I know that because I watched the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Lestat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Lewis. Something with an L.
No, it's Lestat.
Okay.
The journalist.
The young journalist who conducts the interview.
Is this first and last name, or
Well,
just
I
last
would
name
just take
only?
first name. Yeah, you don't have to know his middle initial or
Okay.
his mother's maiden name. Just pick a boy's name.
Okay. Nicholas.
No, sir.
Oh,
It is Daniel Malloy. But I would have taken just Daniel because I'm a reasonable person.
Daniel Malloy. Would
Mm-hmm.
have never ever said that.
You wouldn't have said Daniel?
Well, what's
Just Daniel? Danny
Dan.
boy?
Yeah, that is a boy's name. I don't know. I don't know where I came up with Nicholas.
Nicholas.
I was thinking of like Nick is the Great Gatsby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is
I have to
clearly...
pick, this is rigged, is what this is.
No, it's not.
know how we went out of our way to say that it wasn't scripted or rigged?
Yeah,
It's that
yeah.
I retract all that. There's another one of these. Okay, so that means I currently have 10 pieces of candy on my plate.
How about I eat a Twix just for
fun, just to enjoy
so you're
it,
not eating
just enjoy
candy
it?
by yourself.
Well, let me. Okay, yeah, I don't like.
Oh yeah, I still have one more
I
question.
don't like to eat candy alone. All
In
right.
the dark.
Here you go. This is your last question.
Okay.
Worth two pieces
candies.
of candy.
Can I handle it?
I don't know.
The pressure.
Let's see. In the novel Dracula, Drax Castle is located in Transylvania, which is within which modern day country?
Ooh.
This is more like a geography question than a
Yeah.
literature question, so it's kind of unfair in that way. But at this point, I don't care.
He doesn't care.
I don't care.
Somewhere in like Eastern Europe.
Okay. I need you to be a little more specific.
I don't know.
This is Romania.
Romania.
Yeah, Romania. So you almost had the shutout,
Yeah.
but now you have to pick two
Now
pieces
I have to
of
pick
candy.
2 pieces of candy, of miniature fun-sized candy.
That's just like a leisurely.
That's just
candies.
like an afternoon.
Yeah. And this is, well, I don't know what this is.
That's Halloween night and you're 8 years old. And you're like, yeah. Free candy.
Did you do this when you were like? Did you eat all this all like?
Well, not all at once,
Okay.
but like that night, over
Sure.
the night, like while we're walking the neighborhood,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay. Yeah.
When I was 8.
Makes sense. Well, let's pause a moment to unwrap our candy. Well, let's show everyone what our candy piles look like. And unless we weren't clear, we are consuming these all together. So Sarah's gonna eat 2, and I'm gonna eat these 10
You can do it.
pieces of candy. But you go first.
We all believe in
You
you.
go first. Same time.
Mm.
Same time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. No, don't enjoy it. She's enjoying.
Those are good mixed together.
What did you mix? A Twix?
And a Milky Way.
Which, the regular or midnight?
Traditional.
Traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pleasant, huh? Delightful, even?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a choking hazard.
It is a choking hazard. I can't believe you're gonna let me do this. Do we have paramedics standing by?
No, but I am certified in first aid.
How long ago did you do that? 'Cause
Okay,
it
like 4
expires-
years ago.
It expires and you have to do it again.
4 or 5 years ago.
Dead.
Plus, I'm not great under medical emergencies. I got real nervous.
Well, you also said you weren't great at taking tests. And
Well, yeah, but-
you got most of those right.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, so we'll now attempt to eat
do you want a funnel?
all of this candy. We're gonna have to take this in like chunks as I try to get it all in there.
Don't say chunks.
Chunks. What's a better term?
Portions?
Portions. Okay. There we go.
I don't feel that bad. Okay, I feel a little bad.
Oh.
Yeah, breathing is good. It could be worse. It could be hot dogs. I can't make it laugh. I feel like I'm endangering trivia. And all adult services at the Benbrook Library. Don't you go dying on me. It's not gonna be cool, man. This is your idea. Yeah, you're on the. Yeah. This is a terrible idea. You do this to yourself every year.
It's something sticky. It's like nougat.
Your mom is not going to approve of this.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dr. Malone. Sorry, various English teachers.
So many groups of people.
Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Williams, Mrs. Cook, Mrs. Boren, Mrs.
We both had Mrs. Bourne.
Dead. It's gone.
Wow.
Did it?
You did it.
It was a little scary.
Was
I
it?
thought I might choke.
Like for real.
Yeah, because normally you can like move stuff freely around your mouth to like get it to where the good teeth action is
Right.
to grind it down.
The good teeth.
But there was no room for anything to move, and so it was just stuck
Like packed.
where it was. So I was kind of like waiting for it to melt in my mouth a little bit, so it was more
Not your hand.
not in my hand. No, this would melt all over your hands. To be honest, M&Ms never in your hands. So yeah, that was the worst part, was not having any control over the
No
placement.
chewing surface.
Yeah, so I was just like chewing the same stuff over and over again, and the stuff in the middle was just hanging out, just
About to choke you.
just chilling, yeah, ready to choke me. But
This is so
we
dangerous.
did it. It was very probably the most dangerous thing we've ever done, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just like to live on the edge.
I do. I love to live dangerously, and I'd like to say that we learned our lesson and that we won't do anything like this again, but that would be a lie, because we're gonna do. Obviously, we're just gonna find a reason to eat a bunch of candy next year, maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see.
Plenty of time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna change my official stance to don't try this at home. It's a stupid thing to do, and we would hate to see anybody get hurt.
Choke.
I am a professional and a scientist. A scientist.
A scientist.
So
So that's why we could do this.
that's why.
And my first aid training.
And your first year, Sarah's expired first aid training. All those things made this safe for us, dangerous for you. If you like Halloween-themed trivia, come see us at Three Parrots Taco Shop on October 27th at 7:30 for a full night of Halloween-y trivia, books, and other stuff too.
Yep.
So,
Super hard.
assuming we
question.
post this before then and you're watching it before then, come play.
And we live until then.
And we live until then. See ya.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful fall weather we're having. I'm here with your Storytime craft. Today we're gonna make a candlestick with a clear ornament, and it's gonna be super spooky. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so you are going to need to go to the Dollar Tree and get some of these clear ornaments. They're actually for Christmas ornaments, but you're gonna get one of those or however many you want to make. I got this candlestick at Goodwill for $4. You could get one at a garage sale, or maybe you already have one that you can paint. You're going to need black paint and a brush. And then I had some other decorative things from the Dollar Tree that I had in past years, used for different crafts and stuff like that. I've got a couple of these little black spiders and some roses and this snake. And then most importantly, those roses came with a rose that has a plastic eyeball in it. And what I did was I took the top of the ornament off. It just pops out. And I shoved the rose and the eyeball in there. And then I can kind of position it to where it's sitting in the center. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting this candlestick and let that dry. Okay, here we go. Okay, this doesn't take very long at all, and I am just using black acrylic and getting in all these little grooves. I didn't sand this or prepare it really in any way. I just kind of wiped it off to get the dust off. So we will come back when this is all painted and dry. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell that the purple is kind of coming through. You have that nice base coat of black, so it doesn't have to be completely covered. Just kind of hitting the top pieces and giving it a little bit of a dimension to it. So once it dries, this varnish will be clear and the metallic will be there. So I'm going to finish that and let it dry for a while. Okay, so my candlestick is painted and it's all dry. And my next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my ornament with the eyeball rose. I'm going to glue it on top of the candlestick with some hot glue. And then I'm going to decorate it with my snake and my spiders and maybe some roses. I'm not sure. So I'll be back to show you guys what it ends up looking like. Okay, so here is the final product. I used 2 spiders and 1 snake. I removed some of the black leaves off of those roses and I glued the snake on top. I glued the snake in just a few places just to make it hold. And then, of course, I hot glued the spiders on. And you can see the rose eyeball in the middle. And overall, pretty fun little craft. Open for lots of interpretation and creativity. And just take some paint and some dollar store items and you've got a creepy, one-of-a-kind Halloween decoration. So there you go.
Do my hands look unnatural?
I guess.
Hello.
Welcome to Candy Foam.
Stephen King is unmoved by
Oh, there's a mosquito in here.
Oh no!
It's in my wig!
It's in the wig! Get it out!